Good morning. So we'll get going in just a second here. We have, I call them the dream team professors, husband and wife, opera singer, extraordinaire teachers, everything. We're so lucky to have Professor Lisa Lehman and Professor Brent Weber. Professor Lehman teaches at SUNY Fredonia and is known for her performances at Lyle Recital Hall, Lincoln Center, and the Holders International Music Festival. Professor Weber teaches at 3 universities, SUNY Fredonia, Duquesne, and Grove City College, and is known for his many performances in opera companies around the world, including Broadway and his role of the Phantom of the Opera in Vancouver. And we're so thrilled to have them both here today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So we have up first, this is where I need like 10 computer screens so I can look at everything all at once.
That's why I just went and got another one, because you just sent me music, didn't you?
Yes. We have Melissa Hecker up first, all the way from Singapore, singing Rossini. And Melissa, come on back on here.
Hi.
Hi, good
Melissa.
morning. Wait, what time is it there?
10 p.m.
Okay, not terrible.
No,
Kind of terrible, but not too terrible. Okay.
our clock change
Good.
made it easier. It would have been 11.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Right. Okay. Good morning.
So
Good
if you're all
afternoon.
ready
Good
to
night.
go, if you're all ready to go, I will hide and then I will just kind of moderate updates as needed. And
Okay.
you all enjoy.
Should we be, Jim, I'm sorry, should we be on mute while she's singing? Is that easier?
Yeah, that'll help. Yeah.
Okay.
And then just speak as needed. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you all.
great, Melissa. So whenever you're ready.
Okay.
If your guns
Oops,
bleed when
that's
you
an
brush,
ad.
you may have gum problems, and the clock could be taking to much worse. Bad breath, over time, receding gums.
It's an ad, sorry.
Tooth loss. Help stop bleeding gums.
YouTube.
I was going to say, I don't know that a compliment.
4 times more plaque, a main cause of bleeding gums.
Okay.
Hi, Marie. If you could turn off your camera, that would be great. We'll be with you soon.
Son bella pastorella che scendi ogni mattina, ero francestellino di fresche frutta fior, e prima bori avrà vezzuzzi rose, e pomarogia dosi venite al mio giardin. Son bella pastorella che scende ogni mattina, ero francestellino di fresche frutta fior. Chi non noto un orrore smarrì la buona via alla capanna mia ritroveranno c'era storella e qua ma è fuori il suo pensiero ad uno sotterrà. Venite passeggero, la pastorella è qua, ma il forza pensiero ad uno sol darà. Thank you.
Well done.
Brava.
So Melissa, I'll just start. First of all, I want to know how old you are.
I'm 16 in May.
Wow.
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 Brava.
So how long have you been studying voice?
Well, professionally, I guess 4-5 years.
Wow. Okay. So I think it's very well done. I think you have a lovely approach and a safe, healthy, young technique, which I really appreciate. And I think that's important.
Okay.
You seem to me to be somebody who's very serious about singing for a lifetime. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, as lifetimes go, right? It's a lot to say for a 16, almost 16-year-old, but I understand.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it very much. What I would like you to do, this is hard because of the delay. We had a little bit of a audio thing partway through, but it's okay. What I would like to do, I'm not sure how we do this with the recording, is just hear the middle section of the first verse. Is that possible?
With your track?
With your track, maybe not possible to jump in there. You tell me.
Well, which part would that be?
Like,
Oh, okay.
Can you get there
The
easily?
track. Okay. Let me see.
And I think that the main thing while you're looking is to try to figure out dynamically how I can make what Rossini put on the page a little bit more emphasized. For instance, he writes at the beginning, piano, right? And then it changes. He gives you all this way of coloring, and I don't want you to push, but I'd like to see if you can kind of use some variants of your dynamics to tell that part of the story a little bit differently.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Let's see.
You're almost there.
Okay, good. Now, see, do you have the score in front of you?
Yeah,
You do. So on your music, I assume, I'm looking at there's a forte and a little bit of an accent mark.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not getting that. It's coming through very much the same as the rest. And that's
it's tapering. You're doing a beautiful taper.
Yeah.
She's asking for a little more oomph into that.
just so that there's some shape, a little different shape, right? Because we have to do it twice. This is the great challenge of being a classical singer, often in Broadway too. You have a lot of repeated things, right? So how do I make that come to life differently each time? And often, if we really look at the score closely, the composer gave it right to us. Sometimes you have to look at the orchestration, but in this case, it's right here in the score. Yeah? You want to try it again?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Mm-mm. Good. That's it. Yay. That was much better. Yeah, that's the stuff. Little things like that can make all the difference. Once you really know a piece well, which you clearly do, and you sing it beautifully, then you get to add more and more. And don't be afraid to try new things. Yeah? Do you have anything?
Yeah.
So have you ever seen the Alps or seen pictures of the Alps?
Yeah.
Have you seen stories about them yodeling? Yodeling.
Yeah. I
So
get it.
basically, that's what I think is happening in this song, and you can play with that. And they're calling and communicating to each other through the Alps with an echo. So that's where that echo sensation comes, where it's loud and then it's soft and it's loud and soft. I also, whenever I do a song like this, I love to have that picture in front of me to see the beauty of the Alps, or like Di Forella, the fish in the stream or whatever. Having the picture always helps change the color of your voice too, as opposed to just manipulating things. So that's what I love about this song so much.
So do you want to try it again from the top? I'm not sure, Jim, how much time we have. So I just want to make sure.
We have 7 minutes.
So she could do it all again?
Oh, that would be great.
Okay, so Melissa, this time, despite the fact that it's 10 o'clock or 10:15 and you're in the Philippines and there's no Alps in sight, where we are, there's no Alps in sight either,
No.
but it's cold. So at least we have the cold weather in our favor. And it doesn't have to be a cold Alpine story. It could be, it's pastoral, right? So one would think it's the summertime when it's so, so beautiful. So I want you to try to put yourself in the place. And because we know you know it by heart, right? Try to take us with you to the Alps. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. And use those dynamic
Okay.
shifts a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like,
Son bella pastorella che scende ogni mattina, era Francestellino di fresche e frutta fior. Chi viene a prima borri, salvave zozzerosi, e pomaroccia dosi, venite al mio giardin. Son bella pastorella che scende ogni mattina, era Francestellino di fresche frutta fior. Chi non ha t'onoris, Marilla, buona via, alla capanna mia ritroverà cammin. Venite o passeggero, la pastorella è qua, ma è fuori un suo pensiero, ad uno sotterrà. Venite o passeggero, la pastorella è qua, ma è fuori un suo pensiero, ad uno soldarà.
Bravo.
yay.
I have a note that I didn't notice the first time. I'm sorry about that. In the diction of Italian, when you sing an R, you have beautiful rolled R's.
Gorgeous.
We don't roll all the R's though in Italian. So what we call them is if it's surrounded by two vowels, like pastorella, you're going to flip it. If it had a consonant preceding or following the R, you would roll that R like crazy, okay? But in this case, it's pastorella. So just flip the R. Another, like fruta,
Right.
Frutta, you could roll your R big time there. Fruta.
Fresche, frutta.
Yeah. Let's see what's in. Offreun is another one. So if an R is at the beginning of the word, at the end of a word, or preceded by or followed by a consonant, you can roll the R like crazy. If it's surrounded by two vowels, then you want to flip the R.
Okay.
Okay. I loved what you did. And then one other thing that I heard is when you have the legato on right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really make sure the breath is connected all the way through there. You're kind of puffing the air a little bit. And it gets a little breathy there. So you can kind of lean into it just a little bit and trust the breath pressure there.
So for instance, sorry.
Sorry, that's our soprano.
It's our new puppy who has no manners. Sorry. In that little line there, that pastorella, you see the mark he has. Rossini puts that mark above it. That means that it's very connected, very legato, right? So it's not like a Bach or a Baroque ornament, right? It's just where it would be a little bit more staccato, a little bit more separated. This is really the legato moment. Have you ever listened to the Rossini set called La Regata Veneziana?
No.
The Regatta of Venice. This is a great piece just to listen to study, for an oral study about those sorts of shapes in Rossini. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere in all of his characters. And I would imagine some serious Rossini in your future. And those Ina characters, those Etta characters are very much in line with what I could see you doing for a little while anyway. So that was beautifully done. Congratulations.
I also want to say how much I enjoyed your selection that you did for the competition. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Really loved it.
Good job.
Bravo.
Thanks.
We have Methung next, but it doesn't look like he's here. I sent him a message, so maybe he'll be on in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
But if not, who is next? Marie Claire is after. I mean, we could probably just go ahead with her.
Sounds good.
Whatever you'd like to do.
If she's ready.
Pronto.
Hello.
Bravo. Hey.
Ciao. Hello.
How are you?
I am well. How are you,
Welcome.
you guys? Thank
Excellent.
you so much
Thank
for having
Doing
me.
well.
Hold on,
I think
all this-
we can just go ahead, and then if Methung comes in, we'll put him on next. So he had sent me some message in the middle of the night, which was the afternoon for him, something about tech issues or something. So I should probably read that. So Marie Claire is here today, and she's going to sing some Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yes, I am.
And I'm ready if
You ready?
you two are ready, Brent and Lisa. 1 minute. Okay.
We just want to find the score here real quick. We've got it on our computer. That's why we have the two computers.
Well, I had it. Oh, technology.
I can always paste it in the chat. if-
COVID.
Right? Marie, where are you?
I am
physically?
in the Bronx. I'm in the
Oh,
Bronx.
Yay,
Awesome.
New York. I miss New York so
We
much.
miss New York
Oh my
so
gosh.
much.
I love this city so much. I wasn't born here, but I grew up here and I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes.
It's on a
Where is
zip
it?
file is not allowing us to open it.
Okay.
If you want to get started, go ahead.
He reset
Okay.
it, though.
I will paste it in the chat here. Or
Okay.
would that help?
No,
No, because we want to watch
Email?
her.
I want to
Direct
watch
email?
her email. Yeah.
Okay,
don't
I
wanna
will
put-
do that
Okay.
as we could get started, and then I'll do
Okay.
that. Okay. Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna
Thank you.
start. Okay. I don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees, the painted seas, the sound here. I'm sorry, I think I'm too loud on my accompaniment. I just want to lower down. Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay. Maria, are you on a computer or a mobile device?
I am, hold on. I have my speaker and I'm on my mobile phone.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you have any headphones plugged into your mobile phone at all?
No, would you like me to?
Nope, that's okay. I'm just trying to help you balance things out. No,
Okay.
it's great the way it is.
Okay, I'm gonna start again. Sorry about that.
Wonderful. And Brent and Lisa, I just emailed you the score.
Here we go again. Don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees, the painted seas, the sound here. Yes, a world to rediscover, but I'm not in any hurry. And I need a moment. The whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways. The atmosphere as thrilling here as always. See the early morning madness. Feel the magic in the making. Why, everything's as if we never said goodbye. I've spent so many mornings just trying to resist you. I'm trembling now, you can't know how I've missed you. Miss the fairy tale adventure in this ever-spinning playground. We were young together. I'm coming out of makeup. The light's already burning. Not long until the cameras will start turning. Could I stop my hands from shaking? And there ever be a moment with so much as if we've never said goodbye? I don't want to be alone. That's all in the past. This world's waited long enough. I've come home at last, and this time will be bigger and brighter than we knew it. So watch me fly, we all know I can do it. Could I stop my hands from shaking? Has there ever been a moment with so much to live for? Conversations in overcrowded hallways. So much to say, not just today, but always. Feel the early morning madness Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. We taught the world new ways to dream.
Okay,
Yay!
awesome. Love this.
Beautiful.
I think this is perfect. She's getting the other dog that is acting up now. So I apologize for that.
I
I
have
can
dogs
hear
as well.
everything.
I have dogs and I have a puppy, so I get it. I understand.
Cool. Listen, I'm gonna go backwards a
Emma
little
Thung,
bit, okay?
we'll be with you soon.
So-
If you could turn off your camera.
When we're working on the very, very end,
Yes.
we taught the world never to dream. When you sing before that, never said goodbye, it was
Yes.
like, I love the strength of the goodbye, but I would build
Mathung,
into
could you
that
please
more.
turn off your camera? Thank you.
There we go. I love technology. Sorry.
That's okay. That's
You've
okay.
been
Zoom and
teaching on this and it's been
pandemic.
going
Fun.
crazy.
It's okay.
When you're, you need to lead up into never say goodbye. It's almost like you're like, never say goodbye.
Okay.
It was an awesome sound, but lead into it with a crescendo, or is it this way?
Got it. I understand.
The other thing, and I would say, don't worry so much about the never, because
Okay.
the R always curls it up and changes the acoustic inside your mouth, which
Yes.
you've got this great sound coming out. And when that R curls up, it kind of stops that beautiful sound.
Okay.
I think also overall in this piece, it's perfect for you. The piece is perfect for your voice. And we need to find a bigger arc to it.
Okay.
I think you've probably talked about that before in other things that you've done, about
Yes.
finding where the peak is and then building to that peak. The most difficult thing, I think, hang on, where is it?
Yes.
Is singing, understanding the speech and singing aspect of
Yes.
things. Because we want to, and coming from an operatic background, I want to start this thing, I don't know why I'm frightened.
Right.
You know, I love those low notes, right?
Those low
You've
notes.
got
Yeah.
those. But that's part of that arc,
Yes.
and so just let her speak as the character, let you speak
Okay.
playing the character. I don't know why I'm frightened. It's, and you cut that off nicely, but it's more of a hushed, breathy sound, okay? Then you can kind of lead into that a little bit more. I know my way around here. There was one other spot.
Okay.
I can't find it now. There's so many pages here. Where you had a longer note and it was sustained on a frontal closed vowel.
Okay.
When you're singing Broadway, that's awesome to get to use that.
There.
Always. Okay, the diphthong also always. Diphthongs are killers or makers.
Great.
You have to know when that diphthong sneaks in to give it the most impact for the
Right.
word. When in doubt, I would stay on the first part of that diphthong and
Okay.
then barely touch the second part of it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I'll
In a
figure it
piece like this, this character really helps define how sort of classically or contemporary musical theater we can go. And then ultimately, if you get the opportunity to perform it, which would be so unbelievably cool,
Yeah.
let's just discuss. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Can I tell you guys something? I've had conversations with Betty Buckley about this piece.
Yeah.
She's coaching me on this. Actually.
Yes. So good. So the idea of her as this aging actress, right?
Yes.
Have you seen the
Yes.
movie? The
yes,
actual
many times.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it's just it's like
it's
how it's
so
so
tragic.
defining.
It's yeah,
And
Yeah.
tragic, yes.
But that idea behind the diction here really sets it for at least for my interpretation. If I were singing this, it makes
Yeah.
it so much easier
okay,
because she's an aging diva. She's from that pre-golden age, so of course she would have been classically trained.
right,
So all of her deportation would have been very dramatic, and it would have
Right.
been,
Over
her
the
whole
top.
life would, over the top. So
as the real life character, I'm sorry, as the real life character, obviously she was the silent star, right?
Right,
Silent
yeah,
movies.
yeah,
So it's
but
not-
that's also why they were over
but
the
you
top.
see that in the
Yeah.
posture also.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
So for instance, I'm assuming you have a voice teacher?
yes.
Yes, good. Do you guys talk about the mix or do you talk about middle voice?
We talk about them because I'm operatically trained, singing Broadway, so it's getting that not going operatic, with
Yes.
it, which is so I want to do, but it's not opera.
Yes. So tell me about a role, an opera role that you've done that that you own. That's like your role in opera.
Oh my God, the Countess in the Marriage of Figaro.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm not sure where this line is, but I'm gonna find it.
You guys are great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the magic in the making. I think there's a better place for you in the mix
Okay.
that's a little bit more, I'm going to say classical. The position is, but the vowel isn't. So, I could say, and the magic in the making, right? But that is gonna,
it's getting that, yes, but
so try it there,
okay.
but think straight tone. Think like
Okay.
forward and straight, and just see
Okay.
what happens right there.
Okay.
And the early morning madness. Do that one first.
Okay.
Just talk about want to do it now?
Yeah,
Oh,
without
okay.
without the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the early morning madness.
One more time. And a little brighter on and. A little and the
And the magic in the moment.
and the magic in the making, but
And
yes.
the magic in the making.
Starts with an M.
So is that easier?
That is easier.
Yeah. Like
That is easier.
sometimes it's just a question of choosing where you're going to put the pressure,
Yes.
because then it's belt, which is kind of a dirty word in a classical singer's house, but we
Yes.
do teach a lot of
We teach.
musical theater kids, so we want to make sure that it's healthy, right?
Right.
To me, as a classical dramatic soprano, I call that reinforced chest voice.
That's right.
And the magic in the moment, or whatever. Yeah,
Yes.
making. Yeah.
The making.
So
M's.
I think that will help take a lot of pressure off, where I get the sense you're worrying a little bit about how you're going to get there.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't think
And there's
you
no
need to.
worry. Yes, it's true.
There's no worry.
No
You
worry.
just have to kind of maybe go back with it and just sing on vowels. Do you do
Mhm.
that? It's a
Mhm.
horrible exercise. It's such a pain in the butt, but it's a great tool to help your body memorize the way that feels.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I would suggest, I'm not complaining at all. It's beautiful, beautiful. God, is that if you could get somebody to record the piano part the way you want it, right?
Okay.
Because toward the end, when you got to the big moment where I need a moment,
Right.
we didn't really get that moment because it's that pre-recorded stuff that just plows on through, right?
And we saw that you wanted to do it.
Yeah, and you did, and you
Yes.
tried, but you can't manipulate a recording like that, right? So, and then when you've got that next line, with so much to live for, the whispered conversations, in that way, it starts to feel, the piece to me seems very Sondheimy. It's very, very chatty. you know, and
Yeah.
it's important text. It's really important to the character. Those whispered conversations are also probably partly in her mind, right? Because she's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We're at about
at this
3
point.
minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
It's interesting you said that about Sondheim because he was asked to do this on several occasions.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
and he turned it
wow.
down.
Okay.
Yeah,
which actually makes
Okay.
a lot of sense.
which makes sense why Weber tried to emulate his mastering of the text.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
that's what Sondheim
Sondheim
does.
is just so brilliant at putting that stuff down. But this is one of those moments that, you know, you can embrace all that I see on this camera.
Okay.
I think I don't have to say what you know what I'm talking about. We all know what's going on in the world right now. There is
Yes.
no reason whatsoever that this can't be about you,
Right.
you know, in a way, right? Like
Yes.
not because you're
Yeah.
crazy and you're, you know, deluded, but but that there is magic in the moment. There is, you know, things are bigger than us. Things
Yes.
are brighter than we can see sometimes. And
Mhm.
yeah, sometimes it feels like cardboard cutouts that we're walking around in the world in, but
But
it's
there is
not.
magic. But there is magic.
There's magic all
Yeah.
around us all the time.
Yes.
And I think that that's what, you know, I know we all have these not preconceived, but these recordings in our heads when we,
Mhm.
you know, I hear Glenn Close singing this when I start to think of the piece, but I don't actually, I loved her performance,
Yes.
but I didn't love her singing. I mean, you know, no offense to Glenn, but that, you know, not my favorite singer in the whole wide world, but I loved what she did with it.
Her interpretation of it. Yes.
Yeah.
To me, you have a far more lovely sound and a beautiful quality that I want to hear.
Okay.
So when you've got those moments to really sing a big, long, beautiful vowel, like Brent said, don't close to those diphthongs so quickly and chop everything off. Let's have
Got
some
it.
variants. Do you want to do it all again? I think we can
Do
kind
we
of
ha-
get through.
Do we have time?
Can we get through it,
Yeah,
Jim?
we can do it again.
Okay,
And then we'll have
Okay.
to stop.
Okay.
All right. All right. Here
awesome.
we go. Here we go. Don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees, the painted seas, the sound here. Yes, a world to rediscover, but I'm not in any hurry. And I need a moment. The whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways. The atmosphere as thrilling here as always. Feel the early morning madness. Feel the magic in the making. Why, everything's as if we never said goodbye. I've spent so many mornings just trying to resist you. I'm trembling now, you can't know how I've missed you. Miss the fairy tale adventure in this ever-spinning playground. Yes, and together. I'm coming out of makeup. The lights already burning. Not long until the cameras will start turning. In the early morning madness, feel the magic in the making. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. I don't want to be alone. That's all in the past. This world's waited long enough. I've come home at last, and this time will be bigger and brighter than we knew it. So watch me fly. We all know I can do it. Could I stop my hands from shaking? Has there ever been a moment with so much to live for? Whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways. So much to say, not just today, but always. Feel the early morning madness. Feel the magic in the making. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. We taught the world new ways to dream.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Well done, Marie.
Thank you.
Really, really. You
Beautiful.
know, I think that idea of going back now and singing it without consonants,
Yes.
just just for the feel of it.
Yes.
And then in your head,
yes.
because look, we're all in this box now, right?
Right.
And we have to be careful. This will be the great trick, I think, for all live performers once we are free to perform for real again, right? Whatever shape that takes. The real great challenge is going to be, did I shut myself into the box?
Right.
Or did I just let the box pick me up for whatever it's worth and let technology catch up? I have no great answer, trust me, because I haven't figured it out for myself yet. But I think that it's important to explore how that's going to feel and rehearse how that's going to feel when you get to walk into a real
theater.
audition.
Yes.
Yeah, and a real space, because it could be just, I suspect there's going to be so many tears and such overwhelming sense of that organic energy that comes, right? When we perform in a real space. Not just in front of an audience. Just when we sing and for real, that we're all going to just have to be super sweet to one another and let those things come. But I think it's important to rehearse in your way how your storyline's going to go.
Okay.
There's even a little more in there. You can always dig deeper, right?
There's so much more. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that part where you get to where she's talking directly to him about him.
Yes.
And her love of him. Ooh, there's some fire and some heat in there.
Yes.
That's like that you've got that quality in your sound. You can totally go there. But I really truly believe that you have to rehearse it.
Okay.
You can't just wait for that moment, that
magic
thing to happen that she's talking about. Like,
yes,
that's all fine and well, but we all know in the real
it's
world,
rehearsed.
you've rehearsed it.
Yes.
Because otherwise it'll get the best of you in a performance.
Absolutely.
So yeah, good.
Bravo.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your time. Thank you. Have a great day. Be safe.
You
okay.
too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Mathong, are you there? Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Good morning. Yes.
Scene's jumping on.
Hi, Christina. We'll be with you soon. Can you hear us?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, that's better.
Yes, that's way better. Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Yeah.
We have you down for Donizetti and Verdi. We might only have time for one piece.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Um,
Go with the Bella Sigom.
Wonderful.
Which one?
Maybe if you can turn up your microphone a little bit,
Yeah.
or make sure that it's closer to you.
Which one is he doing? Bella Sicome or
Yeah. The Bella Sigome.
Yay.
Bravo?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you play the? Okay. Let's take the piano. Can you hear the piano?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Bella siccome un angelo in terra pellegrino frascasse come il cielo che sa verso mattino occhio che parla ride sguardo che gorgon guide chioma che vince le panno sorriso incantador sorriso incantator. Alma innocente ingenua che s'amedesima ignora modestia ampara giubile bontà che innamora ai miseri pietosa gentil voce amorosa il cielo fa nascere per far beato ancor il cielo fa nascere per far beato ancor per far beato ancor il cielo fa nascere per far beato per far beato ancor.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Can
Well
you hear us
done.
okay?
Can you hear us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Okay.
Good, good. I love this aria, even though I'm a tenor.
Pardon?
There are so many beautiful qualities that you're bringing to this, and I love that. I'm such a nitpicker, so I'm going to pick out just a couple little things. When you sing matino, right, on the E vowel,
Yeah.
matino, you have a doppel T, right? Two T's.
Okay.
Watch out that you go matino. You're chewing the vowel a little bit. You allow the quality to change.
Okay.
Keep that quality matino. Okay.
Okay.
Good. The phrasing on, where was that? It was beautiful. Well, the ending, I love the cadenza there. You did very well in that. Make sure Gorgeous. The energy that you brought into that upper register, the energy, the support, the freedom, and the placement, excellent. I think what happens is you try to over manipulate the middle voice, where you're trying to make a certain sound, instead of releasing the any kind of tension here.
Okay.
Trust your breath to carry that through. I think everything that happens with my students and anyone I've worked with is they're trying to make a sound, and they do so by grabbing something here. You create the vowel shape, E, A, A, O, U, right? But the support is what makes your thumbprint. E, A, A, E, A, O, U. You can overdo that sometimes. When you freed up this any tension, it was glorious. It was fabulous.
Matung, how old are you? Can I ask?
I'm 35.
Perfect. Oh my
Great.
God.
This is
So
great.
This is the perfect repertoire for you. That's exactly right. So you've been studying a while.
I've been studying a while.
Yeah. Good. Well, I would like to hear you do maybe the cadenza, no, maybe here. I'm sorry, we don't have the right page numbers, but toward the end, without piano, if you can, which would be fine, just to work on that idea of what Mr. Weber just said. Trusting in the space to be freed up. Maybe go back to.
Can you start there?
Sort of a strange spot to ask you to jump in, but.
Okay. Beat at one cor, beat one cor.
Yes. Yep, good. So where you've got. Now, obviously in my voice, that's going to be different, but that's got a little, sorry, my hands aren't working. And there's a little slur over the top of it. Yeah. So it wants to stay really connected to, and it's the same vowel, no matter what. So trust your air there. Go do that one more time. Are you standing?
I'm sitting.
Oh, can you
Stand
stand?
up.
Oh, please stand. Yeah. That's a big sound. You don't want to squish it down in the chair. Yes. Yes. Do you hear the difference there? Do you not even hear it? Do you feel it? Yes. You've got a lot of strength in that core of your chest and your upper body. Just let that ring. That kind of growly, baritone thing. You've got it, but you don't have to manipulate it.
Okay.
Yeah. You can really just sing with all that quality. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the way you released on the cadenza, you let go of it, and that was awesome. Instead of that's excellent. That's what you need to think of throughout the rest of the piece. Whenever you go, let's say below a D or a C, as opposed to covering down low, release down low. I think that brings out the richness of your quality. I also want to make sure that you got the right note on. I think you're singing an E natural. Or some. It may have been my ear too.
It could also be the mics, right?
Could be the mic.
Could we just do it? Could you do it from where we started just there before and just go through the end?
Okay. Without
And
the
see if
piano.
you can release into that air, into that core of your sound all the way right to the end. And not let go the air, but release the air. You
Yeah.
want, like you're standing right now, I can't do it. But if you want to keep that posture up strong and tall, you know how opera singers look. We all have that broad chest and broad shoulders back. Drop into the sound there, keep the posture up and see what comes out. It's probably just going to be a minor shift for you, but I think the sound quality is going to change dramatically.
Okay.
Okay? In the best way. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but even to just enhance it even more.
Right.
Try it right there at that same spot where we were before.
Without the piano or with piano?
No, with, please.
Yeah, go with, since he's there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Per farberato ancor, beato ancor, il cielo fatata, sarebbe farberato ancor,
Up, 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 up.
farberato ancor.
Good, good. Don't take a breath in the middle of nascere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the trick, right? I sing a lot of this kind of repertoire. And I mean, obviously not in the baritone keys, but yeah. So you've got one chord and then inhale. Right, just go right into a breath. Don't let your body come down at all. Keep your posture up and just go with it. And then you won't need that extra breath in the middle.
Just speaking real quick with the breath, there were times at the beginning of phrases where you would take the music and the accompaniment would come here and you take your breath here.
Mm.
Even though there's a full measure, take a slow, complete intake of air instead of
Yeah.
take the, I call it my sleeping yawn. If I'm in school and I had a lecture, it's very boring. It's I'm yawning and I don't want anyone to see me, but my body does.
Right.
Bella. Instead of Bella.
Yeah.
You hear the quality change? It made me do this instead of start on the air lower. So use the full measure to take the breath.
Can you do it? Just sort of on, like, can you make yourself yawn?
The intake of air.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
That's it. That's it.
So it's not a catch breath.
So it's just one of those expand, you're already expanded, you've used it up, and then you just re-engage it. Right? Just go. Want to try it again?
Okay.
Okay.
Per farberato ancor, beato ancor, il cielo fatata nascerebbe farberato ancor, per farberato ancor. Il cielo fatata nascere, per farberato.
Breathe. Oh, bravo. How did that feel?
Okay. Thank you.
Did that feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Good. Because I mean, sometimes it's easy to kind of, do something in a class like this and then not necessarily, let it sink in. I think that you're stronger and far more capable of locking into that quality, and you're the right age. Don't let anybody say, oh, you're 35. You're 35. That's genius. That's
awesome.
perfect for Verdi. That's
Up
exactly
2 minutes.
Okay, Jim.
how much?
2.
Two. Okay. So
One thing. Sorry.
go ahead.
Watch out for the diction. It's per far beato. You're adding an R in there. Berato.
Beato.
It's beato.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
when I know when you ended up right, you got to all of a sudden you stopped it and then took a breath. Keep it open. Okay, so it's
Okay.
open.
Can we do it?
Okay.
Do you feel yourself change there?
Yeah, I think this is.
Yeah, can we
So
try
keep
it?
it open.
So how about yeah, perfect.
Il cielo fada nascerebbe feberat vango, per far berat vango.
Stay there.
Almost. Say God, and then stop, and then go. Sorry, wrong pitches. God. Just do it by itself.
Do those two notes.
Just do those two notes.
God. Breath, stay there.
See?
Okay.
Yes.
Because
There's-
you were closing.
Sometimes it's really hard to know, I think, especially for men's voices, bigger men's voices, where you have to modify a vowel and where you don't really have to.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to this age. You are right on that cusp of, go back and listen to early recordings of Cheryl Milnes. He always kind of, as he got older, he started hooking things. If he'd have just stopped hooking it, like he didn't need to, he was so strong. He was a beast. And, he didn't need to, but he didn't when he was really young. And I think it's a good thing. That's a good voice for you to listen to. I mean, there's so many wonderful, of course, Meryl's my favorite. That's one that you can really hear that pure vowel and that pure, you know who I mean by Meryl.
Robert Merrill.
Robert Merrill.
No, I know the shrimps. The other one.
Okay.
Of course, you know Cheryl Milnes.
Phenomenal American bass baritone, Verdi baritone. Listen to him. Robert Merrill. He was long before Milnes. And you can YouTube him. You'll love him. You'll love him. You sound a lot like him, actually.
Yes,
So
Okay.
bravo.
Bravo.
Uh-oh. What'd she say?
She says, I second.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
I mean, he was such a technician. And so you listen to him for technique and you listen to him for clarity and diction. And then you really, as you age into somebody like Rigoletto, you just watch him because he was a master. He was just brilliant on stage. So, I mean, we don't have so many recordings like we do now, but there's lots to be learned by those guys from the 30s and 40s and 50s for sure.
That are unadulterated with
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. Without sound technology, you just hear their raw singing. So, that's
That's why it's
gold.
good to listen to the older styles.
That's gold stuff. Good. Bravo.
you.
Oh, we lost him. Perfect timing. I was gonna mention them. Methong's also in Singapore.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like almost midnight for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But we now have who's it? Iris.
Iris or Christine?
Iris.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's actually Iris, but it's okay.
Iris,
Iris.
sorry,
Oh,
Iris.
sorry.
Oh, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Iris,
Iris.
and you're in New Jersey, right?
I'm in Jersey.
Nice.
Joyce, what exit?
Welcome.
What?
It's in New York from my apartment, so. Yeah, I second Robert Merrill and the duet that they did La Forza with Richard Tucker.
Yep.
Out of this world, it gives me goosebumps.
Awesome.
I know. Just you saying it made me have
The
goosebumps.
squealo in the voices. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
You were singing Come Escolio?
yeah.
Awesome.
Would you just like me to do the aria and not the wretch? Is it too
No, I want the recit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it gets long, we can always cut around as needed. But
I won't work you to death on the aria, but the recit's the thing.
No, I'm always, needing work on that. So hold on, I just had my copy. It kind of goes right into it. So sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It's gonna go right into it. So.
You're
It's okay.
fine.
no.
Sorti da fuori di questo fuoco e non profane la tua falso te
Fireworks for a Sunday
All
morning.
right.
That's
I couldn't see you
crazy.
guys. I just saw the screen of my accompaniment.
Oh,
Good. Very, very well done. You know, there is so much, right? Always in these
Yeah.
pieces, no
Oh,
matter
yeah.
what, and no matter how long you sing them.
I know. I
Um,
welcome it all.
Good.
I
Good.
got my music here.
There's just a few little spots where you're pushing a little bit sharp, and maybe because it's early, you know, hello, it's early. And also could be the audio. So let's be completely, you know, transparent. It might just be what's coming through. But there's
I
some
was gonna
spots.
ask if you had your original sound on.
Me?
Jeez, I forgot. I thought I turned it on. Oh, okay.
No.
Somehow
Okay, that's gonna help a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
magically disappeared. Okay.
we've all forgotten.
No worries. No worries. There's just a couple times where in the smaller little ornaments, you're just, it's either not sounding completely through the system, or it's a little bit not correct. And I'm sorry to be so vague, because it's so close that I just want to go back a little bit in the aria first. Then I want to kind of go after the recit.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's at the end of the recit. Hold on. So right at the first allegro where you say, "Così ognor quest'alma forte nella fede e nell'amor." Just make sure that you're really on top of those natural ones. They just needed a little something else. Again, it's early. Can you just do it without the track? Okay. Cool. I think that's the deal.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's it.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. That's it. It's the last half of that. So we probably won't be able to fix it today in that way, but I just want to point it out to you. Go back, and because my guess is, I'm not going to ask you how old you are or anything like that, because who cares, right? I mean, you're not a kid, and obviously you're not a kid by the way you sing either, honey. So that's all good. But
yeah,
what I think is important is that I remember. I'm not even going to go there. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. I went through the crazy changes in my 40s, my vocal changes. And I had to go back and look at roles that I had sung in big arias like this and rework those little moments, because I was sort of, I don't want to say cheating, because that's not it. I mean, I was working my buns off, but I couldn't hear it. My voice had changed. There was a bigness, a differentness. And I have a feeling that that's what's going on with you. You're studying with somebody now?
I've been studying forever and ever, and I started a career, I stopped, I started, I'm back again at it. I want to be more than a cantor at church.
Yes.
I put in so much time, I got to give myself a chance. So here I am again.
Of course.
Absolutely.
I am again and retooling this. Yes, my voice is full lyric.
Oh, yeah.
And I do some dramatic coloratura. That's what I want to do. I want to sing stuff that moves.
So all the more reason, because it's so beautiful in your voice, all the more reason that it has to be so dead perfect.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, Rossini, Bellini in particular, you're so exposed in Bellini. I mean, you are in Mozart too.
Yeah.
But Bellini, he leaves you just hanging out over, you know, everything, you know, La Sonnambula. It's like, okay, 20 minutes of just vocalizing. Yeah. So it has to be really precise. I would just go back, slow it way, way down. Okay. So just do that phrase for me, way out of tempo.
Am I singing some wrong notes?
Yeah, yeah. It's just a teeny bit, not.
You're slurring from the D to the C quickly.
Yeah, your slurs are just a little bit the wrong turn. Okay. Just do it once slow for me right there at the cozy. Do you hear it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Mr. Mozart.
Yeah, I was taking for granted. I thought I knew it.
I mean, I know. And see, that's the
We
story
all
that
have done it, so
that
it's
Mozart
okay.
Mozart hated the soprano who sang his Fyodor Ligi, so I think he made it extra hard.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that for you, the range up high and low
Oh my
is
God.
so simple. It kicks into the chest resonance without.
Yes.
I love that about your voice.
And that took a long time, let me tell you.
Really,
Yeah.
to release into that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it took a while.
So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Can I just say something on diction? I'm usually not a dictionella because I love sound, but and I'm not Italian either. I'm quite German, but it's the T's. They're too
Okay.
They need to be more dentalized.
Okay.
Morte, no, morte.
Morte.
More.
Yeah. Morte sola.
And then the other thing
Affetto.
that's a really giveaway are the double consonants. Fetto. Yeah, affetto. We want to say affetto and get on those vowels. Little things like that.
Are you looking at the actual score just so we're on the same?
Yeah, actually, I have a score with me. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at page 119.
We're in Schirmer, I think.
In the Schirmer.
I probably don't have the same. I have a recording score.
Okay.
I didn't grab our recording.
That's okay. So, it's in the reprise where you sing "Come scoglio."
Oh, okay. Yes.
I morto resta contra I venti, and then here, e la tempesta. Make sure you really get those repeated Fs. Ba, 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 ba. It needs a little energy in that.
Okay. Yeah.
For that.
Good. And then you get to the middle section, right? The più allegro. And I say, I'm sure you've heard it. I'm sure you've been coached this way, as relaxed as you can get without losing the intensity of the character. And then give yourself a break, because then the next, the fireworks really start, right?
Yeah.
And that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I loved your triplets. Really did. Those are really clean. I didn't hear any note mistakes there at all. And that's usually where people, they're so used to hearing the four notes that they go, hit, slide, hit, slide, hit, slide.
Yeah.
We're at about 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Can we just do the russet? Can you just start at the top for me? And again, I apologize because I know it's so completely different when you're working with a live pianist in the room. Yeah.
Well, I have to start right on it with this.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay. Here we go again. Temerari, sortite fuori di questo loco, e non profane l'alito fasto degli faminetti, nostro cuore, nostro orecchio, e nostri affetti.
Good. Right there. E nostri affetti. Really give that just a little bit more backspace, like between your molars. E no. Try it there. Just by
Bingo.
Yeah. I think what's happening a little bit, Iris, is your breath is great. Now, I know that I commented in the early on things about the breathing through the nose, and I see that you're not doing that as much, and I appreciate that.
Less conspicuous, because
Yeah.
my technique is to breathe, but I've been told too much that my inhalations show. So I'm trying to be as much.
So here's a little trick.
Okay.
And maybe this is the one of the great things about teaching and singing and master classes in the age of COVID and all this Zoom stuff. I can hear your inhalation breath, and it would be awesome. Not necessarily in this fiery stuff. Yeah. That's sort of part of the character, right? You want to be excited. She's so mad, right? But I think if you've got that, your mouth open and you're getting that inhalation into your body, and I think you're getting a better sound because of it, by the way. But I think it's getting a little audible. Okay. So as much as you can silently inhale, and it doesn't necessarily mean always in the arias, but when you're vocalizing, that's the place to get into the discipline.
Okay.
Because you see how my body, well, you can't really see me that well, but my body just shifted. If I say,
Yeah.
what I say,
It's higher there.
Expanded. Yeah.
Let your intercostals, the muscles in between your rib cage and your diaphragm engage,
yes.
as opposed to pulling it. Because when it's audible, first of all, it's audible. It's not pleasant. Second of all, you're drying out your cords.
Yes.
Third, you're also causing added tension by going
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So if you think the body, that's what I think she's trying to say.
That's the idea. It was sort of what we were just saying to Autumn, that if he can trust the space that you're in, no matter how it looks on the camera, blah, 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 blah. And I do this with my students at Fredonia all the time, because they get, especially in musical theater rep, they get so excited and, and they start to lose their space and they start stacking air. And the one thing that's killer in something like this, you can't.
Yeah.
You want to, you feel like, okay, I have an extra reserve over here on my shoulder and I'll make it through that phrase. Not how it works. We all know that. Right. So it's a tiny little thing, but I think it's going to help a lot. I'm sorry that we talked all the way through that, but you're such an advanced singer that I wanted to.
I don't want everybody to see my breathing.
Well, I mean, it's not about seeing it. Let's be honest.
I do a rhythmic breathing. That's what
hearing it.
Yeah.
I don't want them to hear you.
I could hear recording myself. I'm like, oh my
God. Yeah, but you know what? We're all being far too hard on ourselves in these recordings.
Yeah.
So
we're so close. If I was on stage, you wouldn't even see it.
Precisely.
True.
But you're gonna hear it, and the result will be that tiring out, that dryness. You'll feel it. And that you learn real quick, like, okay, that didn't work. What do I do now? So put that in your brain. And then I would go back and slow, really, really get all those little teeny ornaments right. Yeah. Brava. Beautiful,
excellent.
beautiful
Bravo.
singing. Beautiful
Thank you.
voice.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you're
yes.
welcome.
Christina.
Okay, Christina's the one we just got the music for, right?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Welcome, Christina.
Hello.
How are you?
I have never used this microphone with Zoom.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. So what were you going to sing? I know we had two choices. Which one did you choose?
I can do A Fuji Il Traditor or 2 KD Gel from Toronto.
I'd like 2 KD Gel.
Circle.
Okay.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Let me just queue up that one.
Wonderful.
No, where am I?
We're going to go on mute so it's a cleaner sound, okay?
Okay. I've been singing this forever. I don't think I have it on here. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Can you hear that? What?
Just a little bit less, I think.
Turn this down?
Just a teeny bit.
Yeah, when you put it next to the computer, it really picked it up and
Yeah.
it was too much.
Better? I'm sorry. Was I on?
Yeah, now you couldn't hear
It's
it,
okay.
right?
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
No worries.
Wow.
You
Do you care if I
No.
hold it? Is that weird?
No,
Go for
it's-
it.
yeah, I want this in the character.
Modern version of Turandot.
I'm calling it home.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. La mirai anche tu. La mirai anche tu. Prima di questa aurora e anche adesso stanca gli occhi, perché vinca ancora. E vinca ancora per non vederlo più. Prima di questa aurora, di questa aurora, che adesso stanca gli occhi, per
Wow. Okay, Christina, I'm not gonna be shy because I know you're a lot younger than me. Can I ask how old you are?
I am 32.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you see yourself singing? Do you consider yourself, what do you consider yourself? Dramatic, young? What do you-
I like a full lyric.
Okay.
A little more. I don't know.
Yeah.
A little more.
I've been told a lot of different things, and I've had some odd teachers that didn't
We all
really
have.
like take me to my full potential a little bit.
And have
Just
you found that teacher yet?
I have found a really great teacher. I've been studying with her for 8 months now.
Okay.
And she's helped me I don't know if I did very much. I tried to not swallow the sound anymore because I used to sing really back, especially with that song. I've had that song for about 10 years now. So I'm just trying to just bring the vowels forward and have more brighter sound right here.
Good.
And I could actually hear that. And it's just the habitual thing of you singing it back so far for so long.
Yes.
We're trying to find, as teachers, the happy medium, I like to say.
Yes.
You know, you want the squealo up front. You want the space in the back. And one teacher will say this thing, another teacher will say this. But what we're trying to get you to do is find that happy medium.
Right.
And
So
I heard that
too forward, or did it go back and forth?
No.
It went back and forth like this much a couple times, and that's it.
So is it easier for you if we work backward or from the front end?
Either way, I'm fine.
All right, I'm gonna work backward. That's how I like to do it.
Okay.
I think in general, what I want to say to you, first of all, I really admire the fact that you've embraced your big voice and that you're not letting the business tell you that's too big, you're too young, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they have. Who cares? Who cares? Right?
Yeah.
What's really important is that you know what you are and that you find a way to be the communicator that you want to be with this piece. I mean, with all pieces, but 10 years with this aria, fine, whatever. You're kind of halfway to Turandot. Right? I mean, and you're way too young. I wouldn't put that on you, right? Okay. But the way you're kind of approaching this to me is a little too big. So my point is not that you don't have a big voice, but that you don't have to work so hard.
Okay.
So, for instance, at the top of, if you've got the same music that we do, on 175 at the last page, you've come off the whoopsie.
Yes.
And for me, it's that same thing we were just saying before to Iris and to Othon, that when you're up in that tessitura, you cannot drop your, you can't let the air come down. You have to keep right up in there. When you're doing the role, you don't have a choice because you're on stage and you're in your costume and your wig and you're like, I'm this character. It's easy to forget that when you're in these moments, but it's so important to rehearse it that way so that, I don't know, I've lost the pitches, but F, wherever F is.
This?
Yeah. I think you're taking such a big breath and it's a quick breath that you're setting that piano on io chiudo.
Okay.
And it kind of, I'm sorry if this is weird on Zoom, but it has to come like
okay.
That will give you, whoa. My husband just almost made me sit down on the floor.
I was trying to give you room.
He moved my chair.
And that would have been public.
That would have been hilarious. So that it has some energy under it so that we're being very respectful of what Mr. Puccini asked us to do there. Right. But not in a way that has to give up all that air. So here's a big, big little, bonus round for Puccini. Welcome to having sung a lot of it and learning the hard way. Every single thing he wants us to do is in the score. Everything. We almost don't have to interpret it. Of course we do, but he gives us, so right before then, you've got Di questa aurora is all in these big, I can't make my hands work, slurred sections, right? You see it in the score where it says crescendo con calore all the way, and then it's bum, 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 bum. So it all means something, not just because he said that's what I want you to emphasize, but it means something in terms of the character, right?
Yes.
So could you go back without your accompaniment to the bottom of that before, where you've got prima di questa aurora. And again, I think it's a good idea to look, I don't know if you were on at the beginning, but look where you're going to have a rolled R and where you're going to have a flipped R. Because, darling, trust me when I say they will save your air and they will save the phrase. So, prima di questa aurora, aurora, you're going to flip, ra. Di questa aurora, and it'll help keep it up in that position and in your body. Try it for me.
Yes. Prima di questa aurora, di questa
keep it up, keep it up. Yeah. Oh, you had it. You had it. Yeah. So here, wait 1 second, Christina. When you get to the questa, the fermata, give yourself enough air, plan it out so that you've got a little room to crescendo up and over it, and then your body will have engaged those muscles, those intercostals, as Brent was saying before. Okay, one more time, right there.
Is that right? Prima di questa aurora, di questa aurora. Yes?
Yes. And now go on. That was it.
Okay.
Does that make sense though?
Yes, that was a lot better.
So to me, it was more aligned. The sound was more even. It was much more beautiful. And it sounded like you were connected to the text better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we do things that we've known for 10 years, we kind of forget to dial in, especially in moments like this.
Yeah.
But this is what I was talking about also then before to Marie. We have to rehearse those emotional things because our lives as singers, I know. I mean, where are you? Are you in New York?
No, I'm in Utah.
Oh, okay. So, but when we're in these cities that we're working 9-to-5 jobs, I did it all too.
Yeah.
And then you get this call and you got to run and do an audition. You got to crank in all the stuff fast. So that's why really I'm a firm believer in rehearsing all of those things because it's a part of the color. So that if you are late or you jump in a cab and somebody goes the wrong way and you're like, you don't, you can just go right into this piece and blast them in the best way. Yeah. Go back and do it. And
Wait a second.
Sorry.
Utah, 9:30 or 8:30?
Oh God.
It is 9:30 right now.
But with springing forward an hour, it's 8:30.
It's really 8:30.
You just sang that at 8:30 in the morning.
It is.
Yeah.
No, it's 9:30.
Right, but we sprang forward today, right?
Oh,
He's
right.
saying
Yeah.
that-
So technically it is 8:30.
Yeah.
It's at 8:30.
Okay,
So,
kudos to you.
extra brava. All right,
you.
one more time, but keep
I
going.
got up at 6, so 5. So I have to do that.
Oh yeah.
Right now. So
To get ready. Yeah, I get it. So please do that again, but go on because I want to make sure that io chiudo stays up there, right?
okay.
Connect it.
Prima di questa aurora, di questa aurora, che stanca notte.
Okay, good. So the only thing that's really missing is that io chiudo is piano and it's a little bit separated.
Okay.
Yeah, but the sound that little crescendo that you gave yourself, I'm going to give you one of my all-time classic tricks. It's from my undergraduate teacher. She used to say at an end of a phrase like that, squeeze your buns.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that lift in those intercostals, it feels like you're kind of squeezing your butt, but you're squeezing just enough air. I'm sorry, I can't get my hand in the picture. So that when you're in that alignment going forward, you just take the breath. It just has to be, it doesn't have to be on io, but it needs to be in that phrase, that chunk, 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 that sort of sound that he's getting at, that Puccini's getting at. It's not an Asian sound, but you know what I mean, right? It's that flavor of it. Good. Now, I know we're probably running out of time, Mr. Welsh, but bear with me.
We got 4 minutes.
Awesome. It's such a big piece. It's such a short piece and there's so much that happens in it, right?
Yeah.
So right at the beginning, that breath has to be super engaged. And I think you wait a little too long to get your air moving.
Okay.
Okay. And I sort of noticed that in the recordings from the earlier,
Okay.
you know, the stuff that we were doing. So, and you've got, when you've, look, it's just true of every voice, but in particular, big voices, you've got to be super present and in the moment with that breath the second the music starts. So, you know, it's
so it's not about the sound, it's about the breath being a part
yeah,
of the music.
a part of the phrase even before you make a noise.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that organic thing that happens on stage, the most exciting time isn't when we're actually making noise. It's in between.
Yeah.
That's when the audience is most engaged, but that has to come from us and how we're present with it. And that's kind of what I'm talking about in the way to rehearse it. So, it's like really hear her saying, you and be mindful of what there's a little bit of energy you're losing in cinta.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm stopping the sound.
Honestly, if you got yourself a clean score and redo it.
Yeah.
Yes. My score.
Seriously, I mean, I'm not being critical.
No.
Oh my God, my scores are a nightmare. But when I go back to something now, because I'm in my late 50s, I have to like I got to erase all those things and see what I remember, but also make sure that I'm really seeing the music for the music and not just old notes. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, those old notes are probably from something
10
previous
years ago.
teachers gave you.
Yeah, and 10 years ago, you're a different singer now.
You're mature. You're more mature.
Way more, right? Start it from the beginning for me and let's just see. But can you look at it?
Yeah.
Do you have, okay. Because I really want you to look at the music, look for those phrasings, you know, look where he's got marcato, where he's got a little accent, where he's got a little, you know, space, and then where the big swoopy slurry phrases are.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you mind if I do it without the recording?
I'd love it without.
Yeah,
actually,
without.
it's better.
Thank you.
Yes, 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 yes. So much better. But again, you don't have to kind of punch it. Vinta. That's the Chortendot sound.
Okay.
Can't wait to buy a ticket to hear you sing that in about 20 years, but not yet, right? And that's sort of what stuck out to me in general.
Okay.
So go on from there, please, and then we'll just see how much we can get out. Yep. Thanks, Jim.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yes.
Yes.
What are you shifting?
I'm focusing more on my intercostals.
Yes.
Out and then giving it that little bum squeeze at the end to make it the crescendo, which I don't think I've ever done before.
It's a strange little thing to say, but you know. Our bodies, our singing machine. Yes, of course, we need our feet and our leg. Well, we don't necessarily need our feet and our legs. We can sing singing down, but it starts in our abdomen, down low, right? That's the whole part of the pipe. And if it doesn't have support, then we're going to start manipulating and squeezing and making things happen. And I think you've got a big old honker voice that's gorgeous in there. You've got a lot of spin and a lot of color, but I think you got to just like kind of let go a little bit now. You're 32.
Yes.
And that's right on time for, you know, you're not going to get to sing her very long, you know, and the minute you cross over to sing Tosca, it's done. Just FYI.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You know, because then it's like, what's left? It's Tosca and Turandot. So, you know, I would suggest for you to really look at Mimi arias. Look at the second act, the third act one.
I've done both of them.
Yeah, I would go back to those and like reshape them again with clean copies, and you know.
And I like to say, trust the breath.
Yes.
This is already working. It's just that it's working too much now, which stops the sound coming to the audience. So when you trust the breath and the engagement of the body, then it comes to the audience and it's 10 times easier to do.
It's so much easier. And there's all those layers in the partials, the upper partials and the lower partials. Once that breath is aligned and the core sound is there, you can't beat it with 90 people in a pit. You can't. That kind of sound that you've got. You just have to be careful that you don't have to oversing. Don't undersing either, but don't push. You don't need to. Yeah.
I'm so glad I could help you with this
really
aria.
exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
He's being a goofball. He knew I was going to jump on this one. So
That sounds
anyway.
great. Really, bravo.
Thank you so much.
And bravo to everyone. I know, you know, it's kind of come and go as you please here. A couple people left here. We could do a couple of questions if there are any.
Sure.
You know, people can turn on their cameras if not, that's cool too.
Sure.
Mato?
Okay. Well, and congratulations. I didn't mention that at the beginning to everyone making the semifinals.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking forward to hearing you in that round, and there'll be some messages about that very soon in your emails, and I'll make sure that this one gets to you, Christina. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm just glad that we caught that this morning.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
that you were able to sing
did you
here.
say you opened it to questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go for
I
it.
was just wondering if you guys could give me some advice on what to do next. I've just finished my graduate degree last year.
In performance?
In vocal performance, yes.
Good.
May I ask where?
University.
Where?
BYU.
BYU, okay.
And I just don't know what to do next. I mean, it's hard with COVID, right? But
yeah.
What do I do?
I mean, I think you should be auditioning for competitions.
Yeah.
And young artist programs, no matter what. Who cares? Listen, when I was 35, I found my way out of mezzo land. I mean, it started when I was 30. I was a mezzo all through graduate school.
Wow.
And Carlo Bergonzi did a masterclass with me and many people at my college. And he'd come every year and he said, listen, I just don't think you're a mezzo. He said, who's your ideal mezzo? And I was like, oh God, her name just flew right out of my head. No, not Federica. Oh my God. The great Italian dramatic mezzo. Her
Cecilia
name is
Bartoli?
No,
Okay.
much older than Cecilia.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it'll come to me in a second.
Callis? No, she's soprano.
And he said, you know that you'll never sound like that. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like that exactly. And he said, I think you're a great soprano. I think you're the kind of soprano we've been waiting for a long time. And I was like, what? You know, what does that mean? So he worked a couple of pretty big soprano arias with me and privately. And I was like, oh, Violetta? Oh, Jesus. I was singing E flats, like as if I'd always sung them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started in this game of auditioning very late, partly why I didn't have any sort of a big commercial career. I started in it because I couldn't find a teacher that would take me on. They didn't like the baggage. And then I found somebody that just was like, oh my God, just come sing with me. Let's just make music. And that's what I did for a long time. I missed my chances a lot with those apprentice programs because that was a while back. So I think that the business has shifted its ears a bit. We're not so worried about big voices anymore. You know, I would sing for smaller regional companies and they'd say, yeah, it's amazing, but who am I going to get to sing with you? And I'm like, are you kidding? There's a studio. I have a studio full of people who I sing with all the time. And they're right where I am. They're young artists. They need work. You know, you can't know until you get out there and do it. You know, and I think that the bigger programs audition for Houston and Maryland and Glimmerglass and Chautauqua and Chicago. See what they have to say. I know Pittsburgh Opera. You know, places where even if you get in as, you know, the low rung artist, the young artist, whatever they call whatever.
Yeah,
there's some of them are professionals. Some, you know,
some are called studio apprentices.
Yeah, studio
apprentice.
If it's in a big enough city where you can get all kinds of other opportunities, go for it. You know, try to stay mobile. Try to stay able to, you know, not be terribly locked down into, you know, a home life necessarily that's going to hold you back. Not that you shouldn't have a good, wonderful, committed relationship or all those things. I totally encourage that. We've been together for over 30 years, but we also stayed real mobile as much as we could within reason. But I would be auditioning for those programs, and like these things, do these things. You never, ever know, especially now in COVID, like who is in all these, you know, the stuff that's coming later today with Brian Yusufer. You know, he's a producer on Broadway. And he happens to also be a Fredonian. So I don't know him, but Jim knows him. So this technology can be a real blessing. Mm-hmm. And I really commend all you guys for trying and getting it out there. I don't know if I would have been brave enough. I probably would have been too scared, but
it's scary.
There's lots to be differently learned. And yet at the same time, you know, we can't push an easy button for singing. No matter what you do, it's
even
still
before COVID,
it's still the old-fashioned way. You have to get up, like you said, at 5 o'clock, get your body moving, get your breath moving, get yourself together. You know, it's like being an athlete. No matter what you do, you can't just push the button and make it go.
Yeah.
So I would be always coaching and always working. Try to put together small recitals, maybe in a church that you could do a COVID-friendly, you know, like a live performance, but not with an audience, unless, you know, we get to that point soon. We're not here yet in where we live. Yeah. But we're doing recordings of live performances, so that when you go online, you can look at it and it still feels like, you know, because it is a live performance. Mm-hmm. Create whatever you can create, and don't be afraid. Don't think that there's a path. There's no path anymore. There hasn't been one for a long time. And long before COVID. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There has been very little path. But of course, if you can get to Europe, when Europe is safe to get to, you know, it's the dream, right? I mean, at least it was for me. Yeah. So yeah, it's hard. There's no question. Yeah. And then, you know, maybe give yourself some goals. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Where do I see myself in 2? Where do I see myself in 10? Because by the time you're 10, you're going to be in 10 years, it's 42, right? Right. What do you want? You know, journal, think those things through, put those pieces out there, not in a way to become impediments, like, oh my God, I failed if I didn't get there. But, you know, I think it goes by very, very fast if you don't have some tangible, visual, creative visualizations of what you want, because you're the only one that can make it happen for yourself, you know? No? Is that help? I hope.
Yeah, that's helpful. That's very helpful.
Good.
Do you suggest that I move to a big city? Is that like a need?
What city are you in? Salt Lake?
I'm in like Orem. I'm about 40 minutes south of Salt Lake City.
Okay. I actually go out there in the summers for some stuff, and so I know it a little bit. I mean, you know, maybe not until COVID settles down.
Okay.
Honestly, what I would be doing right now is working, saving money. If you're in a situation where you can save some money,
do it.
Save it so that you can then move to a bigger city. And, you know,
I think that there's the Shakespeare Festival, and I think it's Cedar City.
Yeah.
Does a lot of outdoor stuff. And they do musicals and operas. I don't know much about it, but I've just
Okay.
seen a lot of heavy
Mhm.
advertisements, and that would only be a few hours from you probably.
Yeah.
Maybe
And I
look into that.
I also feel like, didn't Stephen Maynard go out and do something in Salt Lake a couple years back?
Oh goodness, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Probably.
Gotta
Yeah.
be at the opera. I just can't think of what it was now, but you
I
know,
don't remember.
just be vigilant about when places are opening up and what's happening. The Savannah Voice Festival, that's something to check out. It's probably over. I mean, it's past due for this year, for this summer. I don't think they know yet, even if they're going to be in person, if it's all going to be online. But you know, they are making great accommodations for people who, you know, if it is online, it's going to be much cheaper. And I have a couple of students that just graduated from Fredonia who are going to do it this summer, whatever form it takes. They've just been working jobs and saving money because a couple of them can live at home, and, you know, they hate it, but they're ready, you know, they've got just enough that they could go do something for a few months. And that can be everything. It can just be that one connection that can just change it all. It's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. Fun times. Thank you. Mathong, did you have a question? We can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Nope.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
That's better.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I just want to ask some. It might be a stupid question, but
Nope.
I'm from India, and then the opera is it's rare in our country, so which we usually don't sing. So I was just wanted to ask, like, suppose if I want to be in an opera field, or if I want to continue singing in opera too, is there any potential in my voice too I can carry on? Yeah, I just wanted
Yes.
to because
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Heavens, yes.
Yes.
The
my gosh.
the extent of your upper range is really gorgeous, and it has a nice quality, and it's free. I mean, do you notice when you sang up high, I didn't complain at all. I had nothing to say about it. It was in the middle voice, and that's true with a lot of singers, because in the middle voice we get a little, not that you're lazy,
No,
but we
there.
just cheat because
Everybody.
we don't think we have to work so hard to sing high or low. So in the middle, we let go of stuff.
yeah.
So, but potential is obviously
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I would say kind of the same sort of thing. Explore more of these opportunities, like you know, the tangible thing that you could do now, like this sort of thing,
Yeah.
and get lots and lots of feedback. You have a teacher that you like?
I mean, in Singapore or in the world?
In Singapore, somebody that you can actually work with in person right now.
I have a teacher the school provide us, because right now I'm doing my church music, right? So
Perfect. Well,
the
you
thing
know, I mean,
Doesn't Brian go to Singapore?
I don't know. We could find out. I don't
We
think
could
so.
find out. I think we have a friend that, I don't know if it's Singapore, if it's
It's usually Hong Kong. So, but I would say,
Hong Kong, yeah.
you know, the idea that you're doing a degree in church music, could that translate, or do you see yourself leaving India? Let's say that. Do you see yourself kind of traveling and coming away from there?
Actually, I'm kind of planning. I want to upgrade my studies in vocal, but because I could not land on scholarship. That's the reason I ended up in a church music. So now it is so much texting. We have to do lots of theology studies rather than practicing music. So
Sure. But I would say that if you can parlay that degree into a way to get to the US and or somewhere, you know, and work, you know, maybe I don't know, find a church that would help support you and bring you over or something. You know, there's all kinds of potential there. We still have church jobs. We're not singing in them this morning because we don't get to sing in person right now, but we missed our church mornings so that we did the masterclass. But we still have a church job. I love my church job. I love the choir. It keeps me sight singing. It keeps me humble, you know, and I think it's important. It's a big part of my personal life that I want to participate in. It's how I started singing, and I never want to let go of that life. So, I mean, that's a personal thing, but there are probably some unique opportunities for you that maybe you just have to explore. Maybe with the consulate, you know, maybe through the university. Ask about study abroad things that could, again, you could use the degree that you're getting, you're almost with, you know, finished with, to maybe perpetuate you into some sort of work ability to make money, right? So that you can support yourself. So it's not so terrifying here. I don't know, or somewhere, but potential. Oh my, yes. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah. You're welcome. It's our pleasure.
Great. Well, this has been wonderful. I know we got to move on and